Hey guys, welcome to the next Grand Prix in my team on F1 2021 here on the ChesnoidPlays channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more of the stream highlights. But it's key to point out they are stream edited highlights. So if you want to watch everything in full, there's a link in the description to my Twitch channel where I'm streaming daily at the minute, where you can keep bang up to date with everything that happens with Chesnoid Racing F1. We had a solid enough Grand Prix in Bahrain last time out, finishing P17 after qualifying last, but I was basically brand new into the car, no practice laps. We just got to grips with the car throughout the course of the Grand Prix. So I'm hoping for slightly better fortunes moving forward, although the next Grand Prix is Spain, which isn't historically my strongest track, but I'm open to seeing how well we can do. Obviously, we've got the Honda engine. Callum Ilott is my teammate. We hopefully will have some R&D bits coming in to this weekend as well, or at least certainly moving forward to the next Grand Prix. But for now, I'm going to dive in to my team career here in Spain. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as ever. Of course, like I say, follow me on Twitch. I'm going to divert my attention to my Twitch chat for the time being, and I'll see you in the next edit. It's just development updates. The front wing main flap did pass, but the rear downforce and engine power systems didn't. Oh, no! Well, welcome to the deep end. Although, it does only say for qualifying, 16% chance of rain. I like that you've now got the percentage chance of that condition happening. So the race looks like it will definitely start wet and then dry up. But do bear in mind that we do have in our... Oh, that's tutorials. So we do have in our settings the game set to have not definitive perfect weather calls. It's approximate. So that isn't absolutely what will happen. It might dry up a little bit sooner. It might stay wet a little bit longer. So it's neither here nor there. We can't take that as gospel, basically. It might be slightly different. But practice 3 is going to be in the wet. It says full sun there on the right-hand side for qualifying. And then the race, rain into sun. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. With regards, I don't have a rivalry yet, and obviously the R&D we're not doing any more at present. So I'm just going to jump straight in to P1, and we'll try and get things done. No, we got it done.
Okay, good.
I'm happy with the green. I'm happy with the green. So that setup, with that standard balanced setup was a lot better. I don't know whether it was fast, but at least it felt nice to drive. Purple, nice. That one went well. Thank you for the follow, gaming with ODM. Welcome to the channel, mate.
To the garage, and I can talk you through the numbers.
We're only just going to do that one, but we are going to get purple. We are going to get purple. I don't feel that fast, though, I have to be honest. Thanks for following Streets Behind and Revax. Welcome to the channel, lads. We got all 5 there. That was practice, Exology, but we're going to be going into qualifying now. So we've gotten some resource points. We found a setup that we like, although we think it's probably going to be as fast as we're going to get. So we'll retire from this session, take the resource points, and then head to quali. Or at least let's think about maybe having a look at some of the resource point potential unlocks we've gotten. What was our fastest time there? I mean, the ultimate...
is officially over. Until next time, goodbye.
The ultimate comparison is always your teammate, isn't it? And we are on pace with Callum Ilott there. It is sunny. Oh, it said full sun. It's definitely not full sun, is it? That's overcast. It did say 16% chance of rain in quali, but it looks like we're going to be pretty dry. Just double checking the telemetry with our race engineer. Yeah, 16% chance of rain. 118.8. Latifi did a 17.9. What? Latifi did a 17.9? Where's he got that pace from? What in the world? I think we might be qualifying last again, lads. A 17.9. He did. Callum's done a 17.8. Where has Callum Ilott found a second from? Where have they found a second from? Where am I going to find a second from? I'm going to find another 3/10 or so on this final lap, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough. 118.3 is what we put in the end as our fastest lap, which, quite frankly, is not going to be good enough for anything other than last. We have had some upgrades to the car. You can see how tight it was at the top. Obviously, this is only Q1, not Q2 or 3. Did Callum get through? Callum did not get through. So Callum will start 18th. I will start 22nd. And I'm so far off. I'm so far off. I may genuinely have to drop my difficulty level. As Ryan says in chat, he went from 102 to 95. We're racing at 100, which is what I normally race at. So we'll have to wait and see. But we did have better race pace than quali pace in Bahrain, so we'll wait and see how we get on here. I made a few mistakes as well, I'll say.
You won't be starting at the front of the pack. Are you worried?
Always a struggle for grip when we hit dirty air. I'm worried, but we have to make the best of it. I'm not going to say anything that affects the morale of any specific department. So it is supposed to dry up about halfway through the race. So you'd imagine, but of course this session forecast is only approximate. It's only approximate. So it could dry up earlier. It could dry up later. It could rain all the way through. We just quite simply don't know. But judging by the symbols and as the forecast is at the minute, you'd say it's going to rain heavily. Then as it starts to dry up, we might switch to inters when we change tyres for the first time. And then maybe 3/4 of the way around the race, change from inters to dry tyres. But it's really hard to tell. Really hard to tell. And having ordinarily in the rain, in previous years, you drop to lean with your fuel mix to save some fuel. But this year, as is the case in real life, you have to stick to the same fuel mix the entire Grand Prix. So it's a 66 lap race. I'm going to put 67.1 with 108.4 kilos of fuel in the car and hope that that's going to be enough to get us to the end. We expect to be lapped. So we expect to be lapped. So that should last us all the way through the race. Right, I'm going to go and take a quick toilet break, which will take 90 seconds or so. And then it's time for a rather damp Spanish Grand Prix. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a few moments. So in the rain, we could either be as quick as the AI or even slower. It's a genuine unknown at the moment. This is going to be my first laps on the game at all in wet weather. If we are super slow, as it appears we are, it is only going to make it feel so much more rewarding when we do improve the car and when we do become faster. So I think I'm okay with where we are at the minute. If it continues for like half a season, then maybe we'll alter things. But at the minute, I'm enjoying the challenge. Lay some rubber down a little bit. But you can see there's standing water on the track. This is going to be such a difficult race, man. Such a difficult race. Reforming grid for race start. 3, 4, 5. And we're off. Holy moly, that is some wheel spin. I mean, they've just all disappeared. I don't know if we've got straight line speed for this. Like I say, these are my first laps in the rain. So I don't know how the car's going to react at all. I'm going to have a little sniff up the inside of Nicholas Latifi here. And we will get past the Canadian. Mazepin, Giovinazzi and Russell in front of me. I'm actually going to go down the inside on both of them if I can make it stick. I am having to bear in mind the fact that I've got simulation damage on though. Muscle past the Haas and the Alfa Romeo. We're actually up into P19 now. That's not a bad start, you know. 3 positions on lap 1. Oh dear me, they just disappeared up the hill then, didn't they? I am concerned that I'm quite simply just not going to be fast enough. Evasive action. Oh, dearie me. Thank you for the follow, John. Welcome to the channel, mate. I apologise if I'm not too active talking to chat for the first few laps. This is going to be a challenge. Any tips for new players? Don't drive like me. Yeah, Gio might have damage, maybe. Gio might have damage, to be fair. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Baggington. Welcome to the channel, my friend. See, I'm 2 seconds behind Russell now. I'm starting to lose touch with those in front. Try as I might to keep up. But provided... Oh, they're all pitting. What?
Callum is coming in for his stop.
Why? I'm intrigued. What? They're going on to Inters. Perez is on Inters. Okay, so they've made a call. Some of the drivers have made a call, and they've gone on to Inters. Jeff said nothing to me so far. Giovinazzi hasn't pit. He's stayed out.
The tyre situation
There you
is
go.
an interesting
Now I'm getting
one,
something
but I
from Jeff.
think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now. A new strategy is available.
Stick with what we've got right now, and now you're going to tell me that you want me to switch, aren't you?
Got that confirmed.
Typical. So we think we've got a new strategy. We're like, we don't need to change, and then literally in the next second, we're gonna change tyres. See, that's where the weather report, being approximate, makes the difference, or changes things, because it said it was going to rain heavily for the first half of the race at least, whereas the rain hasn't fully
Cars are coming in
lasted.
for Inters. It's touch and go, but could be worth the risk. We'll be ready if you want a box.
The rain hasn't lasted 5 laps before we're switching to Inters.
Complete, go now. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
So Mazepin has jumped me by 3 seconds in that pit stop. They left me out to dry there, didn't they? Didn't say anything. Callum went in, and they didn't say anything to me until the next lap. It didn't look like it was drying up. Gio must have damage. Yeah, he must have, because his pit stop was taking him ages. He must have had front wing damage, and they've changed the front wing. And Latifi must have been stuck behind him, not able to get past, because now I bet Latifi will just race up onto the back of me.
Rain.
See, that was the sort of thing that I needed to take advantage of when Callum pit. But Callum was the lead driver, so he gets the early call, doesn't he? It's only fair. Thank you for the follow, Sniper Koozie, and Macaulay with the 4th month. Thank you, mate. But yeah, the team has definitely favoured Callum there as the lead driver, which, whilst it's my team and it's annoying, it is only fair. I need to get the next tyre call absolutely right. I've got so much extra fuel. So much extra fuel. We started with 1.05 laps of extra fuel, and now we've got 1.78. I really could have underfueled the car. Key to remember that though, that in the rain you can, or if it's going to rain for an entire Grand Prix or even for a section of it, you can underfuel the car, because you're going to save loads of fuel. We didn't finish last in Bahrain, no, we finished P17. And only two retirements, so we would have finished on pace P19. So I was relatively happy with the pace in Bahrain. Over a single lap, we don't have the pace, but in race spec, at least in the dry, I think we're relatively competitive for now. Russell's kind of in front of Mick, I think, isn't he? Or is that an Alpine? It's hard to tell actually with a shade of blue. Might be an Alpine actually. Let's have a quick look at the race director. No, it is George. So George currently P17 behind Callum, who's P16. And George apparently has a bit of a problem with his car, so he might be a bit slow. He's right on the tail of Callum Ilott, and the Hasses are right on his backside as well. But I don't know. I had apparently... Oh, that's it. So we'll find out here what people's pit stops were. 4.1 for Lance. Giovinazzi did have to get front wing repairs. You can see there, look, confirmation of it. Although it doesn't say he's had an incident anywhere. He's just gotten some front wing damage, maybe just a slight nudge from someone. And look, the gap in front...
The gap ahead is 5.8 seconds.
The gap in front is closing because George is slower. George is slowish, and they can't get past him. If you look at the mini-map now, George was right behind Callum, but my teammate. But Ilott has pulled away a little bit from George Russell now, and we're actually closing on the 3 in front because George Russell has a bit of an issue with his car. It is a difficult track to overtake on as well, isn't it? Spain. rather traditionally. So hopefully they'll get stuck behind him for ages. His issue won't clear up, and we can just close the gap on the 3 in front, and we might be on for a better finish by the time it turns to dry weather running. Thank you for the bit, Sin. Remember, if you have a weather forecast inaccurate, I have it on approximate.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good. Inters look like the best tyre for now.
Oh, Mick is making a move on George. Mick Schumacher is past George Russell. There you go, the Hasses are starting to actually get it done now. It's taken until we've caught them for that to happen. I don't know whether George's problem is just getting worse. But Mick is now released from behind the slow Williams, and he, I imagine, will disappear into the distance now. But now this is going to bring war. Just as it's brought me back into play, it's going to do the same for Latifi behind us as well. Giovinazzi is still super slow, so I don't know what's going on with Gio. Because he did have his front wing change. Must have floor damage of some description. He must do. I don't know whether I could check, actually. You could probably see if he has floor damage, right? We could probably visually see if he has floor damage on his car. If I go back to him and have a look at the full... So is there any floor damage there that you can see? I can't see anything at first glance there. I can't see any floor damage. There's nothing on the rear crash structure. I think Gio is just slow. Gio's going to get lapped soon. He's so far behind. Mazepin making a move on Russell. He's going to look to do what Schumacher did on the last lap in the same place, and he is also going to get it done around the inside of turn 3. And I might actually look to slip up the inside of George here as well and follow Nikita through. We're up to P19. We are past a struggling George Russell. Now, if George could hold his teammate up a little bit, that'd be lovely. Because these Hasses down the road are actually going to disappear on me now if I'm not careful. Look, Mick is already 3.6 seconds down the road. Mick is gone.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS
is now the time to come in if DRS is online. I'll see what Callum does. If Callum pits, I'm pitting too.
For a new strategy option. Confirmed.
They want me to pit now. No, next lap. Oh, I'm pitting now. I should, in theory, if that was real life, I'd get a penalty there. If that was real life, I'd get a penalty there, and I'll show you why. Because you're supposed to go on the inside of that bollard. I've actually broken the rules there, but the game hasn't registered that.
You'll be racing on the exit. Right, we have 2 stops left in this strategy. We have 2 stops planned.
Right, we've actually jumped Mick. We've jumped the Hasses at this, in the stop. Oh my lord, there's not much grip. We have to be careful on this first lap on the soft tyres. But we've jumped Mick. Look at the gap, it's 4 seconds. Did Mick have to have, he must have had to have had wing damage, surely. Let's check. I think, what's the betting? Mick had wing damage and they committed to a double stack, and it's going to have cost Haas dear. That's awful. He's lost so much time. It wasn't even that slow. His stop was quicker than mine. He must have been held. He must have been held for Latifi coming past him. That must be what happened, because Latifi's right on my bum now. Latifi must have been released, and the Hasses must have been held in the pits, waiting for Latifi to go past to avoid an unsafe release. Mick is now already 2.5 seconds behind, so the gap is closing, and dramatically so. Oh, he's coming up the inside and he touched me there. I'm actually going to lose 2 places in one corner. Wow. Spain without the A. Yeah, you're not wrong. I love that. Spain without the A. It's a set of used softs. I could either go to a set of hards, which is almost certainly the wrong call. Go on, Valtteri. Let Valtteri through. Try and stay ahead of George. Mick just let Bottas through, and I might be onto Mick here. That is how you take advantage of getting lapped. Thank you very much, Mr. Schumacher. I'll have that place. Thanks for follow, Alberto. I could go on mediums and see where they take me. Okay. Nick will have that place back then, will he? Alright. I'm going to go defensive on George. Oh, I had DRS and I didn't use it. Oh, I was too busy concentrating on fucking George. Do I... Sorry, George.
Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much
Ah,
damage.
I've got front wing damage now. That little brush with George has given me a little bit of front wing damage. Yeah, look, you can see it there. I've got some front wing damage. Ugh. Piss. Try and get Latifi down the straight if I can. Is he going to go defensive? He's not. And past Latifi we go. Back up into P19.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Poor dearie me. We might be at the back, but we're having a hell of a scrap, aren't we? Mix out. Safety car, safety car, safety car.
It looks like there's a high amount of debris on the track. Check your MFD for it.
Safety car, safety car, safety car. Mick is out. Mick is out. Debris on track. Oh, he's binned it. He's binned it up the hill. He's let Seb through. He's let Seb through. Now, do I go to mediums or hards? I don't think the mediums. I don't think the mediums will. I don't think the mediums will last to the end of the race. But Mick's let Seb through, spun. Oh, and he's just straight up out of the race. I think hards to the end is probably the call. Yeah. Well, it depends how long we're behind a safety car for, though. It depends how long we're behind a safety car for, because the strategy it's recommending is mediums to the end already. Oh, I don't know what to do. Believe in the mediums. I could try and believe in the mediums. Oh, I don't know what to do. It's recommending hards to the end. It's recommending hards to the end. We're pitting for hards and we'll try and go to the end. But everyone else is doing the same, look. Callum's pit for hards too. They've given him the same strategy. Everyone's trying to do the same. Hards to the end is what everybody else is doing. Well, safety car's waiting to pick up the leader. I just saw it sat there on the side of the road and was like, what? Hang on a minute, what's happening? It's waiting to pick up the leader before we then follow it. Oh, this race has been eventful, isn't it? My God. So let's have a look then. Who's done what? Strategy-wise. Instance Mick has terminal damage. And who's done what strategy-wise? So it looks like almost everybody has gone to hards. Almost everybody has gone to hards. I pit for hards. Orlando pit for softs. Just the same lap that Callum and I did. So Lando's gone soft. So, where is Lando? Lando's P7. He's gone soft. So he absolutely has to stop again. Valtteri hasn't stopped at all. So he's going to have to... that's his race ruined. Lando's going to have to stop again. Lance has not stopped, but he's on the mediums. So he'll probably have to stop again for softs at the end of the Grand Prix, but will be very quick. Kimi's not stopped. So we imagine... unless they're excellent on their tyre wear, Kimi and Lance will stop again. And everyone else has made the change to hards. Kimi, Lance, Lando, and Valtteri all have one more stop to do. 4 cars have got one more stop to do. Everyone else is on the hards and is going to the end. Right, I'm just going to have a quick wee break and then we'll be back to finish the race. Don't go anywhere. Back in a minute. Oh, nearly been down to the safety car. Fernando Alonso is out of the session. Alonso's retired now as well. Alonso retired from the first Grand Prix with an engine blowout. It's just got a technical fault. Alonso with a technical issue. Wow. So, Marcus Alonso. Fernando Alonso with 2 DNFs in the race, in the season's first 2 races. One with an engine blow. No, it was Ocon's engine that blew, wasn't it, in the last Grand Prix? Alonso span and then retired with a technical issue, and it was Ocon's engine that blew, wasn't it? But it's definitely a good omen for you guys to say, don't take the Renault engine when you start on my team. So it should let, or if this were real life, it would let lapped cars overtake. And go back round to the back of the grid. But I don't know if that's how it's going to work here in the game. I imagine it should. Thank you for the follow, Spud McGee. Because you can see Lando there on his softs in P7. Russell's just in front of him, but obviously in P16, not P6. So in real life, the lapped cars would be allowed to overtake and then go around and catch the train again. Or at least start to catch the train again before they then released the whole train. But we've been under safety car conditions for what, 3 laps now? Oh, I keep going instant replay. That's the thing, Lynch. That's what that ruling is there for, so that people don't have to immediately jump out of the way. You get instant blue flags and it will destroy your race. Great. Hopefully they'll address that. Yeah, I don't know, Reese. I don't know how hard that would be to code.
Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Gap to teammate ahead is 4.7 seconds. Yellow flag.
So we've let everybody through.
Blue flag.
Let everybody through we had to let through, but then there's more. Now we're under blue flag conditions again. See, if this were real life, those of us that were a lap down and just randomly spotted in the middle of...
Gap to the car behind is 1.8 seconds.
Randomly slotted in the middle of the train, then we should be able to unlap ourselves, or should have been able to unlap ourselves and then go around and join the back of the train again. Because if you look, that's Kimi in 12th behind us now. We're now effectively a lap behind. The safety car is supposed to neutralise the race and we kind of go again, but now I'm having to let Tsunoda in 13th past, as Russell is doing too, and try and keep Giovinazzi behind, who's now alongside me, and Mazepin's there as well. That needs a... I don't know, like I said, I don't know how easy that is to code, but that's kind of bought to the Grand Prix. There's Callum letting people past, and that nearly ruined his race there as well. I'll message one of the guys from... I'll message the guy that I speak to at Cody's and ask him about it. Thank you for the bits, Connor. I've got Giovinazzi on my inside. If I can hang it around the outside, I will. I can't though. Do I got the inside? He's gone defensive and covered me off, and now Mazepin's having a look around the outside. say no to Mazepin. I'll shut the door on him. But Giovinazzi's passed me and we're down to P18. That's P18 of 20 runners, of course. Thanks for the follow, MCL. Welcome to the channel, mate. So I'm losing time trying to stay up to date with chat now.
Blue flag, blue flag.
Oh, fuck's sake. Now we're allowed to let bloody Hamilton pass again. Is that Hamilton? It's a 13th place Valtteri Bottas. Wow. Bottas 13th. Go on then, take me. We'll just have to hope that when he overtakes Giovinazzi, he loses loads of time. Or Giovinazzi loses loads of time. Thanks for the follow, Matty. Welcome to the channel, mate. Bottas must have pit like as soon as the safety car came out, which is just ludicrous, but what else? 13th place is a lap ahead of him. That's so stupid. But that's not a ruling in the game. Because that, like, having safety cars is great, but then when it does that, then it could completely ruin your race entirely. Thank you for the follow, Connor. Go away, Nikita. I'm not letting you through. Get out of it. He's trying to hang it around the outside. I'll shut the door on him again. I'm basically just going to have to defend for my life, he says as he makes a big mistake. Just going to have to defend for my life against Mazepin and Latifi for the rest of the entire race. I think I might be coming last, lads. I think I might be coming last. I'm glad to hear that a number of you guys have also had to drop your difficulty. That says, at least that gives me the knowledge that it's not just me. But we're on 100. I'll drop it to literally like 98. And see, well, I think the next race is bloody Monaco, so it doesn't make any difference there, is it? But I'll drop it to 98 and see how we do. Maybe I should have put the... Oh, fuck's sake. Maybe I should have put the mediums on. This is Latifi past me.
We're trailing our teammate by 11.6 seconds.
Maybe I should have put the mediums on so I could be super quick and just do an extra stop. That is me down to P20 and last, and this is where we will stay, probably. The frustrating thing is that in Bahrain, I was okay. It might be track specific. Like, I did say as we headed into this race that Spain is not my best track. And I am slow here. And we have been. So maybe it's just a Spain thing. I was a long way off in quali though, wasn't I? I'll pit next lap for a set of mediums and see if we can close the gap at all. Just out of pure curiosity, what my pace is like. What difficulty are all of you racing on out of curiosity? Compared to last year as well, those of you that had last year's game, what were you racing on 2020 and what are you racing on now? $90 this year, 95 last year, 92 and 97 last year, 91 now compared to 100 last year. It's curious, isn't it, that it's the same for most people. 70 not as good was on 78. Bye, Checo. Checo's P2 now. Right, so the gap to Latifi is 25 seconds. I have 20 laps. I highly doubt the mediums will be quick enough to turn that over, but we might as well try something, eh? There's a new set of mediums as well, so they'll easily last to the end of the Grand Prix. $91 last year, now 87. Yeah, see, everybody seems to be knocking their difficulty down a little bit. I have to say, I do like that though. The fact that it is that difficult. Oh, even Brendan last night said it was harder, did he? That's the thing, if the pros are saying that the game is harder, then like literally it's going to filter down to everybody else even more so, isn't it? So Lewis, behind me, is on his last lap. So if he catches me this lap, or if I let him pass this lap, then that will be our last lap too, and we'll end the race. We'll end the race 3 laps down, but at least we can end the race a lap early. And I'm actually going to have to let Lewis pass anyway. So we will end the race 3 laps down behind Lewis Hamilton and be definitive in our decision that the difficulty setting is too high for my current talent level. Last year we were able to run on 100 and it was fine in these early races, and then actually by the end we were up, by the time our car was maxed out, or after 2 seasons worth of R&D, we actually found ourselves up at 105 difficulty and still winning races comfortably.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Park.
But evidently, as even the pros are saying this year, this game is more difficult than in previous years. So I'm going to drop my difficulty from 100 to 98. And we'll see how we do at 98. Obviously, it's Monaco next, which again isn't one of my strongest tracks. That wasn't one of my strongest tracks. And in Bahrain, we weren't we were nowhere near as uncompetitive as that. I was able to, with strategy, get myself up ahead of 4 cars. So, or 3 cars. So I don't want to drop it too far. You reckon I should go to 95, 95, 98? Because 100 is right at the very top of legend, isn't it? Lewis, Checo, and Danny Rick on the podium. Well done, Daniel. A podium for McLaren. You reckon 96? I'll try 96. In my team, perform a total of 5 pit stops. Nice. And in my team, or drive a career, be interviewed by the media 3 times. We've managed to pick up some extra points for our podium pass. And we're going to jump up to level 10. We should jump up a few more as well. Indeed we do. There's 11 and 12 and 13 and 14. 14. Okay, I'll try 96.
It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. So, Anthony
Max
Davidson,
qualified
who would you
3rd,
rank
but with
as
an
your
extra
driver
stop.
of the
I see
day?
it's raining
It's a
again in the
incredible
background. Max started 3rd, but finishes 6th. Checo started 5th, but finishes 2nd. Daniel was 4th and finishes 3rd. Charles Leclerc had a good race. Checo, Carlos Sainz up to 7th from 8th. Valtteri second down to 8th. He had an awful race, but it was the decision to pit when he did. Lando started 6th, ended up down to 9th. That was a mistake from him strategy-wise as well, or from McLaren. Callum Ilott finishes 15th after qualifying 18th, so fair play to him. I qualified 22nd, and if everybody hadn't retired, I would have finished 22nd. So RIP me, but we know that we need to drop it. It's not necessarily me just being rubbish, it's the game being harder. Thank you for the follow, Booster, SRF, and Carlo Bianconi as well. Welcome to the channel, lads. Bianconi? You have to let me know how to pronounce that. But damage deductions, I did £34,000 worth of damage to my car in my first race with simulation damage. Well done, Chesnoid. Back to team headquarters we go to try and, well, make the car better, I think, more so than anything else. We do have a press interview coming up on the 8th. Activity-wise, we can do something. Fuel load in future events. You finished the last race with quite a surplus of fuel. If you're comfortable with your fuel management skills, maybe worth considering tweaking your fuel load for future events. Certainly, we could do that. Performance comparison. Alpine have overtaken us now. So we're now the 8th fastest car, not the 7th fastest. But Can we upgrade anywhere? I don't have enough money for that. I could upgrade build time. Quality control is going to cost loads. Resource point generation. Increase to 75. We could do that. I think that's probably the move, isn't it? Up the resource point generation. Let's do that so we can get the car improved quicker. Now, what I would like to do is try and improve the chassis faster, because that is going to be what helps us, and mainly with the weight distribution as well. Or no, weight reduction. I'd like to reduce the weight, basically, to make the car lighter, nimbler, and as a result, faster. Tyre wear is fine. We don't need to worry about that at the moment, but I think I'm going to put 1100 into the monocoque structure here. 30% chance of failure. It will be done for the Canadian Grand Prix. It won't be done for Monaco or for Baku, but I think that's the move. Having a lighter car is going to make a lot of difference. A lot of difference. So that's what we've done. We've used basically all of our money and all of our resource points. So let's use the activities now to try and boost morale, perhaps. And then we could do some aero team building or driver promotion. I'll do driver promotion and that, but we might as well do that as well. Why not? And then we'll have a press interview before we head to Monaco. Monaco will be in the next episode if you're watching on YouTube, but I will include this press interview here in this episode.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
Let's go! So, something passed. I'm not sure what. Here we go. Progress history. We've leveled off a little bit compared to others. But we're okay for now. Right, okay. 31, 24, 26, 18, 30. We're all right on all of our components. Gearbox-wise, we're fine there as well. That's not a problem. We aren't yet at Team Acclaim level 5, so we can't add another secondary sponsor on yet. To have some extra closing things that I can go through, but I'll go through those later rather than doing it on camera for you now. So, actually, what I could do, can I go to career settings from here? What I'd like to do is up the frequency of department events. I'd like to do that just to add a little bit more to the save. But we'll go to this press interview with Will and we'll see what he has to say.
Here we are in the HQ of our newest Formula One team. We've got an awful lot to talk about, so let's jump straight in. Upgrades to your facilities seem to have stalled. Is there no more room for improvement, or are you prioritising other areas?
We haven't got enough money, pal. We made significant investments earlier, which gave us breathing room before we upgrade again. We invest heavily in our staff here. They're a great asset. We'll upgrade when we need to. Our current facilities. I'll say we made significant investments early doors, which we did.
Your second driver seems to be getting much more comfortable with their car. Have you been focusing on their development?
To be fair, we actually have. They're making progress, but I think we could push some harder. Investment in your staff is so important in this.
Would it be safe to say that in terms of team
sport.
orders, your career comes first in your team?
No. Well, there are team
Your
orders,
team's been
but
picking up
only
points fairly
not
consistently.
specifically in my
Do you
favour.
think you'll be able to become a challenge to the top teams in the future?
I mean, that's a bug. We haven't been picking up points fairly consistently. We have none. So you think you'll be able to become a challenge in the to top teams in the future? That's our aim. It will take time to get there. You can't build a championship-winning car overnight.
What are your predictions for your team going into this season?
Still finding our feet, but we're able to get some points. We should be a solid mid-tables field championships. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up a podium as well. Just some points. Just
Well,
some
thanks a lot
points.
for inviting us here. It's been fantastic.
You're welcome, Will. You are welcome, my friend. Oh, that was tough, wasn't it? That was a really, really tough Grand Prix weekend. But next up for us is Monaco, and that will be in the next stream/video. So for the YouTube content, thank you very much for watching. Do follow me on the link down below in the description and drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. And make sure that you're following me on Twitch. Let me... Simulation settings. Let's jump that down to 96 and we will try that. We'll have to try it for Monaco and others. Because Monaco, as you well know, I'm rubbish at anyway. But we'll try it for Monaco and we'll try it for Azerbaijan as well. and then we'll see where we are after that. But Callum Ilot's doing well, P13 and P15. I've had P17 and P19, so consistently finishing about 4 places behind my teammate. Not amazing, but it is what it is. Thank you very much for watching the YouTube video. I'll see you next time.